I know. What is the exotic plant guy taking videos of the California poppy for? I love this plant. Look at this. So pretty. I've got a really nice back drop, dark green, where it's really showing the poppy off. And that is a, as many of you already know, that is a Buckeye. I like saying that, Buckeye. Anyway, I'm up here at the ranch, down in the gully, in the arroyo, right there, middle of winter. It's an arroyo because there's no water in it, and it is a creek when it rains. Good name for it too is the arroyo. But anyway, you've got your California poppy here. I'm going to try to pronounce the Latin name. The Latin name is Aesculaptiaceae californica. Well, that's one of the poppies. That's this one here. This one here is pretty big. You can get like 3 feet tall. Look, that's about not quite 3 feet tall. Pretty big. There's another one that I really like called Meridema that grows on the coast, and it's really short and dwarfy. And I keep trying to establish it in my garden, but it keeps keeps protesting. This one is like a total weed, though. In fact, it is a weed in many places where it's not supposed to be now. You know how we always moan and groan? So look, I'm on it. See what I do for you guys? You know how we moan and groan? I'm just gonna jump it. I bet I can land all the way down there, right next to that poppy. I'm getting a little older. I'm not doing this anymore as much, but it looks like a soft landing. I used to jump off really high stuff just for fun and just roll. But I think I could stick this one. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh, I didn't stick it. I had one hand down. That's going to be a 6.4 from the judges. It's not bad, though. I jumped from way over there all the way down to here. But look at the floriferous. Look how dense this is. Look at that. Is that just insane? That is so pretty. Well, like I was saying, that this guy is actually invasive in a lot of parts of the world where it's not supposed to be. But you know what? We're just getting him back because look what's invasive here. That and this crap right here. That was mustard right there. You can eat that, so it's kind of useful. It's interesting, you know, look at this. It's interesting. The Spanish, when they first came here, there's stories that said that the way they found their way around California, the El Camino Real, when they first went up through California, was they planted seed of the mustard plant right here. And 3 years later, when they had to go back so they didn't get lost, they followed the blooming mustard because it was the only blooming mustard in the whole entire state. Because the rest of the state looked like that. In fact, they even said so. They even said when they pulled up to the shores of California, they looked on shore and they saw nothing but orange. And that's what this was here. But now this plant has to compete with all this other junk. These are all non-native grasses mainly. And a whole bunch. This is the worst thing ever. Thistle, star thistle right here. This is from last year, seed heads on it. And look what's coming this year. There's one right there. And it's just so sad. Look, so we can look down here. We can do a population count. California poppy. 1. and then star thistle. Lots of it. Oh, one more poppy. What was it, like 1 to 10 ratio? And here's a baby lupine right there. That's a California native blue flowery plant. So I don't know what this is, but this looks like something terrible and exotic. I'm sure if I bumped into that, it would. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. if I bumped into it, it would try to hitchhike and colonize the rest of the world. Sometimes you ever wonder if there's just going to be like cockroaches, Bermuda grass, and star thistle, and maybe whatever this horrendous thing is, like maybe like after a nuclear war, that's the only thing that comes back, the only stuff that comes back. The rest of the biodiversity of the earth is gone. Anyway, the California poppy, it's our state flower. It's really awesome. It has beautiful ferny foliage. Foliage is kind of closed up right now, but you can see how pretty foliage is on that. These are the seed pods, so it's illegal to pick. That's illegal. But you know what? I'm a California native, so I feel like I could take such liberties, you know, and promote the flora of the state. That didn't work out so well. Anyway, but you know what? I think that everybody in California needs to do this right here. Take that and look, watch this. I'm gonna have to do another one of my nasty things. I only have 2 hands. I'll show you guys what's in here. If you get really hungry, I'm gonna eat this. Okay, here we go. It's a little immature. See the seeds in there? This camera can only focus so much until it gets blurry. Right there. Can you see that? So, what? I don't really know how to focus this thing. Anyway, come on, come on, camera. You're smarter than that. You're smarter than that, camera. You're smarter than that. There. Okay, do you see all those seeds? How many seeds are in one pod? Some ridiculous amount of seeds. Those seeds will turn black. You can actually, once these things are really fat and pregnant like this, you can pick them. Now, if you try to plant that seed right now, it won't grow. But if you just throw this thing out like that, they will, when they're this big, not when they're this big. See this little guy? That's too little. You want them big and fat and pregnant, just like this. I do this all the time. And this one here, it'll certainly spread. And I'm gonna get some hate mail. You can't please all the people all the time. The best you can hope for is to please some of the people some of the time. I will get hate mail saying that I'm completely disrupting a native habitat and the natural ecosystem by taking these seeds and throwing them into new areas. Not here, because there's already one here. All those seeds are gonna drop. That area is all good. But what about over here? I would love to see some native California poppy compete with this hideous star thistle. For every poppy that comes up, that's one less thistle, right? So why not just throw it? You know, don't take all the seeds from a population, but this looks like a fairly, you know, there's gonna be, I wonder what the mathematics is on this. How many seeds are gonna be created in this one locale? Right around, you can see this has been going on. These are perennial, semi-perennial. These are not sprouting every year. Okay, this was a big clump from last year. That's why it's so big and explosive. Now, you can see these plants down here. That guy, this guy, those are, they sprouted this year. So, and that's the second generation. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is there's already a huge seed bank over here. And because of that, it's not a big deal to like go and take some of these seed heads, take them to your own garden, take them to your friend's garden, anywhere on the road, anywhere in California. Now, don't take them down to Chile. I don't know, who would hate this plant? I don't know why. But in Chile, they really hate it because it's actually invasive. I kind of agree. I think, you know, keeping plants where they're supposed to be is a good thing, generally. But if you're going to have an invasive, come on, guys, it's not so bad. It's not as bad as this crap that just stings you every time you walk up against it. I don't know where, I think it came from like Asia somewhere. Stuff's terrible, star thistle. But, so it's the state flower. What else can I tell you about it? Here's a good example of the beautiful silver foliage, kind of a silvery blue. It can get a little out of control. It can actually become invasive in your garden. I've had that problem before, where it kind of like poppies kind of take over everything. So something to think about. But anyway, it's a beautiful spring day. I'm happy to see that the poppies are duking it out with the non-natives, and some of the lupines are filling in. This is a Lupinus succulentus, a tiny, tiny little one. It's called the Arroyo lupine. And I believe this one is Lupinus nanus, I think. It's a real little miniature guy. And you can see this guy right here already made some seed. He's only like 3 inches tall. So he's getting ready for next. Oh, look, here's the little guy. Here's the little guy in bloom right there. It actually gets bigger than this, but down here it's probably deprived of lots of things because it's growing in the gravel. Anyway, that's pretty much it. California poppy, great garden plant. And I think that's it. I don't know what else to tell you about this plant, but look at how many flowers. Look at all the flowers. Springtime. Get out there, guys. Get out there and look at the flowers.